Even after you take the red pill, the illusion around you can begin to feel real. But some events deviate too far from the fairy tale you're told about how the world works. Some events serve as a head jack to reach back and grasp, so you never forget what lies beneath the veil.
We should get the homicide out of the White House and get like a fresh start, because we don't want any more murderers.
I think we should just go on to the next question.
Oh.
Murderers.
Yeah.
Oh, Clinton, he murdered a guy.
Yeah, you know, we're not allowed to. You're not allowed to put out no.
They laughed at me.
That's a little too far. Let's just go on to the next question.
Yeah.
This is not my week. What can I tell you?
Oh, it's not mine either, and I'm being very nice, okay? Be a good boy. Now, Norm?
Do you never hear that?
No. Listen, we don't need
I
to
don't
talk
want to get
about
into this, and I don't want to hear it, and this is not the place to make those accusations, and you're supposed to be funny. Let's get on to it.
Exactly. There you go.
This is a live show.
Now,
Why?
Norm, but you have been properly chastised by Barbara.
I thought it was a matter of record.
Shut up. Look,
Okay.
let me do this, okay?
I'll tell you what's a matter of record. You will not be invited back if you don't shut up. All right, now. Let's talk football.
All right, manslaughter.
Let's talk football.
No.
Brett Kavanaugh was asked what evidence he had to prove that Foster's car was at the crime scene.
Well, I guess some of it depends on whether we know there was a car there, and I guess the question is whether that, so there's there's evidence. Other than that, no one saw it being moved out, and that it had Arkansas plates. I'd have to go back to the report again and give you a full answer on that. But I guess that's an unanswerable question.
Kavanaugh is asked a fourth time what evidence he had that Foster's car was in the parking lot. Either Foster's car was there or it was not.
Well, at least the report. Look, the report was trying to be honest about a few things, and that people had complained about with this report. And one of them was the fact that there were these cars, and people saw different cars and different people. Well, what about the people? I mean, this gets to a problem. What about the people who seemed clearly to see Foster's car and described it as brown? So people were screwed up on the colors. Period.
Kavanaugh is right. There is a problem.
Well, what about the people? I mean, this gets to a problem. What about the people who seemed clearly to see Foster's car and described it as brown?
Kavanaugh's statement that people clearly saw Foster's car is not true. Descriptions of a brown car are not descriptions of Foster's gray car. How does Kavanaugh resolve the problem?
So people were screwed up on the colors, period.
Brett Kavanaugh called eyewitnesses screwed up because what they saw did not agree with the desired result. But Kavanaugh slipped up. He admitted that all of the police and medical personnel saw a brown car.
Well, it all comes down to that brown car issue, right? All the police and medical personnel in the park also described it as brown.
The conclusion that Foster committed suicide depends on yet another provable lie, that Foster drove his children's gray Honda to Fort Marcy Park. Patrick Knowlton and all the other witnesses were correct. There was no gray car in the parking lot. We just heard Kavanaugh admit that all witnesses were consistent, that the car was brown, proving that Foster did not drive his children's car to the park. Earlier in this audio, we heard Kavanaugh admit that the civilian witnesses reported seeing a brown car and claimed to believe that all these civilians were simply mistaken or screwed up. But 24 officials arrived at the park that night, and Kavanaugh admits that these 24 police and medical personnel all saw a brown car. Kavanaugh learned of this evidence, disproving the suicide theory, from grand jury testimony, yet Kavanaugh knowingly withheld this evidence from Starr's report on Foster's death and submitted the report to the United States Court of Appeals to the Special Division for the purpose of appointing independent counsels. Did Kenneth Starr knowingly allow John Bates and Brett Kavanaugh to submit a fraudulent report to the United States Court of Appeals? Kavanaugh was willing to do what Miguel Rodriguez was not willing to do, to lie. Kavanaugh's lie that Foster drove to the park and killed himself was made to perpetuate the cover-up of the murder.
You are a number. I have never met anything like you. We will be right back.